This is a review of set 75107, the Jango Fett buildable figure that released back in 2015. This set, of course, has 0 minifigures, and there was a lot of buildable figures that they could have included minifigures for. It sucks that there isn't a minifigure, but I still think this is a really good set. Like I said, this set released in 2015, and most of the buildable figures were in 2017, and the line ended in 2018, so the final buildable figures were in 2018, and I will say that they were some of the worst ones. 2015 to 2017 were probably the best ones. Like, they had Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, General Grievous was probably one of my favorites. I think they also had Commander Cody. So they had a lot of really good buildable figures. Jango Fett is also one of my favorites. But now I'm going to talk about the actual figure. In terms of accuracy, this figure is actually really good because, of course, it is like Technic, so it's not going to be like exactly like the human or like the droid or whatever. But I still think it is pretty accurate for like all the armor pieces. It even gets like the sandish blue color below the skin, like the under shirt or whatever he is wearing below the actual armor, because the armor doesn't cover up everything. And they even have like different scratch details on the armor, which is really cool on each piece of armor. But it's mainly only like the smaller ones that are printed. Like these ones, there isn't any scratching detail or like any like marks on it. But I still think it is pretty good. The detail that they actually add. They even give Jango Fett 2 blasters, 2 of the same ones. They're pretty accurate for Technic, but you can actually remove them and then attach them to his like gun holster. You can attach them like that. I guess it doesn't really fit that way, so it's mainly used for this blue Technic piece, which you can attach in different ways. I guess you can attach it like that, or you can flip it around like that, or you could attach it from where he actually holds it from in like different directions, because of course Technic is pretty like customizable. I guess you can put it in some different ways, but not like all of them, because this like piece does get in the way. But it is pretty accurate. I won't like knock any points off from the overall review, but they do add like a lot of cool details here, like this like, I guess, arrow. I'm not quite sure what it's actually called. It's like the missile that kills Zam Wessel in episode 2. It's like the poison dart, which is really, really cool that they add that detail in it. And the jetpack as well. They include a really nice detailed jetpack, which I'm pretty sure is as most accurate as you can get. It also comes with like a missile here, which is a flick fire missile. You just push down here and it launches off like that. So that is pretty cool for that missile there. I think that is actually pretty accurate. And I guess you could put some flame pieces there to make it seem like he's actually like flying up, which is pretty cool. I might actually add some of those when I put it on display. And of course, there is so much posability with all of these Technic or like mixel joints that you have. And one of my favorite details is how his helmet is kind of just like one piece. So I guess you could replicate the scene where he, of course, dies, and you can have him being decapitated like that. So I'm glad that is like one piece. I think this is, of course, obviously exclusive to the actual buildable figure. The rangefinder isn't movable, but it is cool just to have it there. Overall, this is actually really cool for displayability. You can put them in a bunch of different poses. You turn the head, make the legs in different poses as well. There's so much customability for this set, so you can have for playability as well as display. And most of the buildable figures that came in the line were really good. So if I was comparing it to this one, this would definitely be one of my favorites. I think my top 3 would consist of Commander Cody, Jango Fett, as well as General Grievous, because that was like the most posable one. I think it's the most expensive for the after price. I don't remember how much this is, but definitely is worth it. The overall build looks amazing. So it is really good for displayability, playability, and basically checks all the boxes for a really good Lego set. I know some people might not like it, but this is definitely better line than probably the mechs. Maybe the microfighters. The microfighters are pretty cool. Like, they're some of my favorite ones, even though they're not the most accurate, and I know a lot of people don't like them. But this is definitely one of my favorite, like, mini lines that they do through, like, a couple years. They have different, like, sub-themes, I guess. Sort of like Formula 1 is a sub-theme to Speed Champions, but it's mainly, like, microfighters is a sub-theme from Star Wars. But, of course, it didn't end so quickly. I really wish we would have got more buildable figures. They could have made so many new clones. They could have made a bunch of different Jedi some Jords, like a Super Battle Jord would have been cool. And they did do a Jordica thing, which I wish they would have done in a buildable figure like this one. But of course, it wasn't really like a buildable figure. It was more of like a actual building out of like real pieces. But overall, these sets are like really good, especially these Jango fett. I'm happy to put this figure at a 9.5. Again, really, really good. It's just not because of the figure itself, but rather the actual like person in it. Jango Fett is really cool, but it went cool to see some like newer figures from the newer stuff. Obviously, more than 2018, like some of the newer ones like Mandalorian. Could have had a newer Ahsoka one. Could have maybe had some ones for Andor and some newer projects like Skeleton Crew that obviously the figures didn't see the light of day because of course it ended in 2018. So for that, it is going to get a 9.5. But again, this is a really cool set, and if you see this on like your Bricks and Minifigs or wherever retired sets, most likely the price is going to be worth it because the buildable figures are really, really cool and I think pretty hard to get your hands on. So that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day and see you all in the next one.